You see, everyone wants success. Everyone wants to live their dream life, to become someone that matters, to stand on the other side of greatness. But the truth is, there's a bridge between where you are and where you belong. And that bridge isn't made of luck, talent, or shortcuts. It's built from something far stronger, far rarer. Discipline turns dreams into reality because it transforms vision into motion. Everyone dreams. Dreams of success, freedom, love, greatness, and purpose. But dreams without discipline are like seeds never planted. They hold potential but never grow. Discipline is the force that bridges the gap between desire and achievement. It's not about how much you want something, but how committed you are to working for it every single day, even when the spark of excitement fades. Most people start strong. They set goals, make promises to themselves, feel the rush of motivation, but few stay consistent when the excitement disappears. That's where discipline steps in. It becomes the quiet strength that carries you through when motivation abandons you. When you are disciplined, you show up regardless of how you feel. You understand that feelings are temporary, but commitment is permanent. The world rewards those who are consistent, not those who are occasionally inspired. Discipline means choosing long-term fulfillment over short-term comfort. It's saying no to distractions, no to procrastination, and yes to the path that takes you closer to your purpose, even if it's uncomfortable. Every great success story is built on discipline. The athletes training before sunrise, the artists refining their craft for years, the entrepreneurs working when no one notices. Their dreams became reality not because they were lucky, but because they refused to quit when it got difficult. Discipline teaches you that progress doesn't always feel good. It's repetitive, tiring, and sometimes lonely. But it's within that repetition that mastery is born. Every action, no matter how small, compounds over time. When you stay disciplined, you create momentum, and momentum builds transformation. You begin to see results not because of bursts of motivation, but because of steady, deliberate effort. Dreams don't demand perfection, they demand persistence. Discipline is that persistence in action. It's the voice that says, keep going, when your mind whispers, give up. The truth is, discipline is a form of self-respect. When you commit to your goals and stay consistent, you're sending a message to yourself that your dreams are worth it, that your future is worth fighting for. You stop chasing comfort and start chasing growth. And growth never happens in ease, it happens in effort. Discipline builds character because it teaches patience, endurance, and resilience. You learn to delay gratification, to endure setbacks, and to find strength in struggle. That's what turns a dreamer into a door. Without discipline, even the most talented person will fall short. Talent may open the door, but discipline keeps it open. It doesn't matter how big your dream is if your habits don't match your vision. Every small act of discipline, every morning you wake up early, every workout you don't skip, every hour you dedicate to your craft, becomes a brick laid in the foundation of your success. You may not see the difference in one day, but over time, the structure you build through consistency will carry your dream into reality. Dreams don't come true because of magic, they come true because of structure. And discipline is that structure, the invisible hand guiding your choices, your routines, your mindset. It's not glamorous, but it's powerful. The world doesn't need more dreamers, it needs more disciplined dreamers. People who not only imagine greatness, but work for it relentlessly. When you stay disciplined long enough, what once seemed impossible starts to feel inevitable. And that's the moment when your dream stops being just an idea and becomes your life's reality. Success demands daily commitment because greatness is not built in a single moment of brilliance, but through countless moments of effort, consistency, and persistence. Every goal, every dream, every achievement requires the courage to show up every day, not just when it's easy or exciting, but when it's dull, difficult, and uncertain. Success is not a destination you stumble upon. It's a path you carve with discipline and determination, one step at a time. Daily commitment is the difference between those who wish for success and those who work for it. It's the invisible force that shapes habits, builds resilience, and transforms ordinary actions into extraordinary results. The truth is, commitment doesn't look glamorous. It's not the highlight reel people see, it's the behind-the-scenes grind, the quiet hours of repetition, the effort that goes unnoticed. Every successful person you admire has mastered the art of showing up, not once, not sometimes, but every single day. They've learned that consistency compounds. Each day of focused effort adds to the foundation of their success. And even when progress feels invisible, they keep going because they understand that every small effort counts. Daily commitment means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It means choosing progress over comfort, growth over ease. Most people fail not because they lack potential, but because they lack consistency. They expect quick results, and when they don't see them, they stop trying. But success doesn't respond to impatience, it rewards perseverance. The ones who win are the ones who keep working long after the excitement fades, who continue pushing even when the results are not immediate. There's power in showing up every day. It builds discipline, sharpens focus, and creates a rhythm of progress. When you commit daily, you turn effort into habit and habit into identity. You no longer rely on motivation, you rely on your standards. You train your mind to follow through no matter how you feel. Over time, your commitment becomes part of who you are. And when that happens, success becomes inevitable. Think about it, a single day of effort might not change your life, but 1,000 days of consistent effort can. Every repetition, every practice, every sacrifice contributes to your growth. Success is not about doing big things occasionally, it's about doing small things relentlessly. The daily commitment to improvement, even by 1%, eventually leads to mastery. The greatest athletes, artists, and leaders aren't defined by talent alone, they're defined by the consistency of their grind. They choose to work when others rest, to improve when others make excuses, to persist when others quit. Success demands that you commit not just to the goal, but to the process. The process is where you grow, where you evolve, where you prove to yourself that you can endure. Every day you choose to commit, you build momentum. And momentum is unstoppable once it's set in motion. You may not see progress right away, but the universe always rewards persistence. Every bit of effort is stored energy, waiting for the right moment to manifest as breakthrough. Daily commitment is an act of faith. Faith in your purpose, in your discipline, in your future. It's waking up every day and deciding to give your best, even when yesterday's best didn't seem to be enough. It's understanding that success doesn't come to the most talented, it comes to the most consistent. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be present. You need to show up every single day with focus, with heart, and with an unbreakable will. Because when you stay committed daily, success doesn't remain a dream. It becomes your reality, one deliberate day at a time. Your habits build your future because the life you live today is a reflection of the choices you made yesterday, and the life you will live tomorrow will be a result of the choices you make today. Every action you take, no matter how small, is shaping the person you are becoming. Habits are the architects of destiny, silent but powerful, shaping your mindset, your discipline, your success, and even your identity. You may not realize it, but your future is being written right now in the repetition of your daily actions. What you consistently do matters far more than what you occasionally do. Most people underestimate the power of small habits. They think transformation comes from massive change, sudden breakthroughs, or big moments. But in reality, it's the little things you do every day that accumulate over time and decide where you end up. The habit of waking up early, staying focused, reading, exercising, saving, or staying consistent, each of these adds invisible bricks to the structure of your future. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's built in silence through consistent action. And failure doesn't come overnight either. It's built slowly by neglecting the right habits and entertaining the wrong ones. Habits are not just routines. They are commitments to the kind of life you want to live. They are the mirror of your priorities. If your habits align with your goals, your future will reflect growth and achievement. But if your habits align with comfort and excuses, your future will reflect stagnation and regret. You cannot expect to live a successful life with undisciplined habits. What you repeatedly do becomes who you are. Every repetition strengthens a pattern, and every pattern defines your path. The secret to transformation lies in consistency. The world rewards those who are disciplined enough to keep doing the right thing, even when it feels insignificant. Because every habit, no matter how small, compounds over time. Reading a few pages a day may not seem like much, but over years, it builds knowledge. Exercising daily may not bring instant results, but over time, it transforms your health and energy. Saving a small amount regularly may not feel impactful, but it builds financial freedom. Your habits either push you toward your goals or pull you away from them. There is no neutral ground. The most powerful thing about habits is that they automate your behavior. Once something becomes habitual, it no longer requires constant effort or motivation. It becomes part of your identity. When you build the habit of discipline, success becomes natural. When you build the habit of learning, growth becomes inevitable. But if you allow negative habits, procrastination, complaining, comparing, giving up easily, they will silently erode your potential and rob you of your future. You are not defined by your dreams, you are defined by your habits. Because dreams without consistent action remain fantasy. Your habits are the bridge that connects intention to achievement. They are the daily proof of your commitment to your goals. And the beauty is, you have the power to change them at any time. You can build new habits that serve your vision, that pull you toward who you want to become. It's not easy, because change never is. But the same discipline that feels uncomfortable today becomes the strength that builds your future tomorrow. Your habits are the invisible blueprint of your destiny. Each morning you wake up, each choice you make, each moment of focus or distraction, they're all shaping the life you're moving toward. You are building your future in every moment of consistency and in every act of discipline. The question is, are you building a future you'll be proud of? Because one day your habits will either reward you or haunt you. The future doesn't arrive by chance, it's created one habit at a time. Discipline is stronger than motivation because motivation is fleeting, while discipline is enduring. Motivation depends on emotions. It rises when you feel inspired, and it fades when challenges appear. Discipline, however, doesn't care how you feel. It's a commitment that stands firm no matter the circumstance. It's easy to act when you're motivated, when the vision feels exciting, when everything seems possible. But true strength is revealed when the excitement disappears and you keep going anyway. Discipline is what carries you through the days when your energy is low, your spirit is tired, and your results seem invisible. It's the quiet force that pushes you forward when every excuse tries to hold you back. Motivation is like a spark. It can ignite passion, but without discipline, the fire dies quickly. Discipline is the wood that keeps that fire alive through storms, setbacks, and silence. People often wait for motivation to appear before taking action, but those who rely on discipline understand that action itself creates motivation. The simple act of showing up, of doing the work even when you don't want to, fuels momentum. Discipline teaches you that you don't need to feel ready to move, you just need to move, and readiness will follow. Discipline transforms you from being driven by feelings to being guided by purpose. Feelings fluctuate, purpose remains. Motivation whisper, I'll start when I feel like it. Discipline commands, I'll start because I said I would. That's the difference between temporary effort and lasting growth. Discipline doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It works with whatever is available. It doesn't complain about the obstacles. It focuses on progress. Discipline turns your goals into non-negotiables. It's not about doing something when it's convenient. It's about doing it because it's necessary. When you depend on motivation, you're at the mercy of your emotions. You'll have good days and bad days, productive hours and wasted ones. But when you live with discipline, your results don't depend on your mood. They depend on your commitment. That's why discipline produces consistency, and consistency produces excellence. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you strengthen your mind. You prove to yourself that you are in control. Not your feelings, not your environment, not your excuses. The most successful people in the world aren't the most motivated, they're the most disciplined. They don't wake up excited every day, but they wake up determined. They do what needs to be done whether they feel inspired or not. They understand that growth requires repetition and repetition requires discipline. You can't build strength, skill, or success by acting occasionally. You build it by showing up relentlessly. Discipline becomes your armor against laziness, procrastination, and distraction. It protects your progress and pushes you closer to your goals when others give up. Discipline gives you freedom. The freedom to trust yourself, to know that no matter what happens, you will follow through. Motivation gives you a burst of energy. Discipline gives you lasting results. Motivation fades after a failure. Discipline rises after one. Motivation celebrates starting. Discipline celebrates finishing. Discipline means doing the hard thing first, sacrificing temporary pleasure for long-term success, and choosing the path of consistency over the path of comfort. There will be days when you don't feel like working, learning, training, or growing. And those are the days that define you, because anyone can act when they're inspired, but few can stay consistent when it's hard. That's why discipline separates the dreamers from the doers, the talkers from the achievers. You may not always be motivated, but you can always be disciplined. And when you choose discipline day after day, something powerful happens. Motivation returns stronger and steadier than before, fueled by your progress. In the end, motivation might start your journey, but only discipline will take you to the finish line. It is the difference between wishing for success and earning it, between temporary passion and lasting purpose. Discipline doesn't shout, it whispers, but its results speak louder than anything else ever could. The bridge is built by sacrifice and consistency because nothing meaningful is achieved without giving up something in return and staying committed long enough to see results. Every dream, every goal, every success story is rooted in a foundation of sacrifice. The willingness to let go of comfort, distractions, and temporary pleasures for something far greater. Success doesn't happen by chance. It's built brick by brick through choices that demand discipline and patience. Each day you show up, each moment you push through when it's hard, you're adding another stone to that bridge, the bridge that carries you from where you are to where you belong. But that bridge doesn't appear overnight. It's built through countless acts of consistency and countless sacrifices that no one sees. Sacrifice is the price of growth. To create something new, you must be willing to let go of what no longer serves you. You can't reach the next level while holding on to the habits, fears, or excuses that keep you comfortable. Every sacrifice you make is a declaration that your vision matters more than your comfort. You may have to sacrifice time spent on entertainment to focus on learning. You may have to sacrifice sleep to chase your goals. You may have to sacrifice approval from others to follow your own path. But every time you choose growth over ease, you strengthen the foundation of your bridge. Greatness requires giving up something good for something greater. Consistency, on the other hand, is what keeps the bridge standing. It's not enough to sacrifice once or work hard occasionally. It's about showing up again and again, no matter how you feel. Consistency transforms effort into progress and progress into mastery. The people who reach their goals aren't the ones who work the hardest for a day. They're the ones who work steadily for years. They don't chase perfection, they chase improvement. Every day they show up, even when motivation disappears, even when results seem far away, because they understand that every small action compounds over time. Building that bridge takes patience. The sacrifices you make today might not bring visible rewards tomorrow, but each one brings you closer to your destination. Every moment of discipline, every act of perseverance, every instance of choosing purpose over pleasure adds strength to your path. There will be times when you question if it's worth it, when fatigue sets in, when the dream feels distant, but those are the moments that test your consistency. Anyone can start strong, but only the consistent finish strong. Sacrifice gives meaning to the journey, and consistency gives it direction. Without sacrifice, there is no commitment. Without consistency, there is no progress. Together, they form the bridge that leads you from potential to achievement. It's not built by luck, shortcuts, or bursts of motivation, but by daily effort, discipline, and unwavering focus. The bridge demands that you keep walking even when the path feels heavy. It asks for your time, your energy, your patience. But in return, it gives you growth, confidence, and the life you were meant to live. When you look at anyone who has achieved something remarkable, what you're really seeing is the result of years of quiet sacrifice and relentless consistency. They built their bridge one step at a time, one choice at a time, one disciplined act after another. They didn't stop when it got hard, and they didn't look for easier routes. They kept laying the stones of effort until their dream became a destination they could finally walk across. So when you find yourself tired, remember, every sacrifice has a purpose, and every moment of consistency counts. The bridge to your future isn't built in comfort, it's built in persistence. It takes courage to stay the course, to give up what's easy for what's meaningful. But once you cross that bridge, once you reach the other side, you'll understand that every sacrifice and every act of consistency was worth it, because they built the path that led you exactly where you were meant to be,